morning, listen to me. This is not just another day. This is an opportunity to build, to grind, to push yourself beyond the limits you thought were there. See, too many of us wait for the right time. We wait for the motivation, the perfect conditions, the stars to align. But let me tell you something, success don't wait. Greatness don't wait. You either show up or you get left behind. Quiet every time. You hear me? Every single day you have a choice. You can sit back and make excuses, or you can step up and make it happen. It don't matter how you feel. It don't matter if you're tired. It don't matter if yesterday was hard. Winners don't operate on feelings. They operate on commitment. And if you want to separate yourself from the rest, you got to grid every single. Champions are not made on the days they feel like it. No, champions are made when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when the world is sleeping. But they're still grinding. They're still pushing. They're still chasing that dream like their life depends on it. Because it does. Say, too many of you want success, but you ain't willing to put in the work. You ain't willing to sacrifice. You want the reward without the struggle. You want the praise without the process. But let me tell you, the grind don't work like that. You don't just wake up successful. You earn it. By putting in the work, by pushing past pain, by showing up even when you don't feel like it. You gotta fall in love with the process. You gotta embrace the struggle. Because every day you show up, every day you grind, every day you push past the pain, you get stronger, you get better, you get closer to your dream. So today, I challenge you. Grit every day, not just when it's easy, not just when you feel like it, but every day, because the ones who grit every day, they don't just dream about success, they live it. Now go out there and get what's yours. Success is a daily commitment, not a feeling. Too many people rely on their emotions to determine their level of effort. They wake up, check how they feel, and let that dictate whether they show up or not. But the truth is, feelings are unreliable. They fluctuate, they change with circumstances, and they are often influenced by things beyond your control. If you only work when you feel like it, you will never achieve greatness. You have to make a decision, a commitment, that no matter how you feel, you will show up and put in the work. Think about the most successful people in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. They don't wake up every day feeling motivated. They don't always feel inspired, but they have trained themselves to show up regardless. They have built habits that carry them through the days when motivation is low. Motivation is a temporary boost, but commitment is what sustains success. If you depend on motivation alone, you'll be inconsistent, and inconsistency is the enemy of progress. There will be days when you feel exhausted, days when your mind tells you to take a break, to slow down, to take it easy. Your body will give you reasons to rest. Your mind will offer excuses, and the world will provide distractions. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful push through. They understand that discipline is more important than desire. They know that showing up, even on the hardest days, is what separates the great from the average. When you make a commitment to success, you take feelings out of the equation. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't ask, do I feel like working today? You simply do it. You don't check your emotions before deciding to put in the effort. You've already decided in advance that no matter how you feel, you will do what needs to be done. It's not about whether the conditions are perfect, whether you feel inspired, or whether everything is going your way. It's about doing the work, because that's what's required to achieve your goals. Every time you let your feelings dictate your actions, you lose momentum. You break the chain of progress. Success is about stacking one productive day on top of another, creating a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. But if you allow your emotions to control your consistency, you will always struggle to build that foundation. When you make decisions based on how you feel, you give away your power. You allow external factors to dictate your destiny instead of taking control of it yourself. The most powerful thing you can do is commit to your goals with unwavering determination. It doesn't matter if you wake up tired. It doesn't matter if yesterday was hard. It doesn't matter if nobody is watching. The only thing that matters is whether you are willing to show up and give your best effort. People who achieve greatness understand that commitment is not negotiable. They don't allow bad moves, fatigue, or distractions to pull them off course. They operate with a mindset that says, this is what I do no matter what. They don't seek comfort, they seek results. They don't make excuses, they make progress. They don't wait for inspiration, they create it through action. When you rely on feelings, you become inconsistent. Some days you will work hard, other days you won't. Some weeks you will push forward, other weeks you will slow down. But success doesn't come from working hard occasionally. It comes from working hard every single day. It comes from making the decision that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward. Commitment means showing up even when you don't see immediate results. It means continuing to push even when progress is slow. It means trusting the process even when it feels like nothing is happening. Too many people quit because they don't see instant success. They expect overnight results. And when they don't get them, they lose motivation. But real success takes time. It requires patience, perseverance, and an unbreakable commitment to the journey. Feelings will tell you to quit when things get hard. Feelings will tell you to take the easy way out. Feelings will try to convince you that you are too tired, too busy, or too stressed to keep going. But feelings are not facts. They are temporary, fleeting, and unreliable. If you let them control you, they will lead you away from your goals. You have to train yourself to override your emotions. You have to develop the ability to push forward even when every part of you wants to stop. You have to build mental toughness, the kind that allows you to keep working when others would give up. That's what separates the best from the rest. It's not talent, luck, or natural ability. It's the commitment to keep going no matter what. Success is not a matter of how you feel, it's a matter of what you do day in and day out. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who always feel motivated. They are the ones who are disciplined enough to keep working even when they don't. They understand that emotions are temporary, but results are permanent. They know that every day they show up, they are one step closer to their goal. The key to winning is to commit to the process completely. That means showing up every day, putting in the work, and refusing to make excuses. It means setting a standard for yourself and holding yourself accountable to it no matter what. It means recognizing that your feelings do not determine your destiny. Your actions do. When you fully commit to success, you stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop looking for motivation, and you start taking responsibility for your own progress. You develop the mindset that says, I will do this no matter what. That level of commitment is rare, but it is also what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Success is not about how you feel, it's about what you do consistently. It's about showing up, putting in the effort, and refusing to quit. If you can master that, nothing can stop you. Champions grind when no one is watching. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short is what they do when there's no applause, no recognition, and no validation. It's easy to put in work when people are watching, when you're being praised, when you're getting encouragement. But the real test of character, the real test of commitment is what you do in the dark, when there's no one to impress, when no one cares if you keep going or give up. That's where champions are made. The truth is, most people only work hard when there's an immediate reward. They push themselves when they know someone is paying attention. They want the credit, they want the approval, they want the applause. But success doesn't work like that. The most successful people in the world built themselves in the unseen hours. They built themselves through countless days and nights of grinding with no recognition, no fanfare, no validation. They didn't need an audience to push themselves to the limit. They didn't need a pat on the back to stay consistent. They didn't need approval to stay disciplined. They worked when no one was watching because they understood that greatness is forged in the shadows. Most people stop when the excitement wears off. They start strong, they go hard for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, but the moment it gets tough, the moment the results don't come as fast as they expected, they slow down. They look around, and when they see that no one is paying attention, they start cutting corners. They start making excuses. They start telling themselves that it's okay to take it easy, that it's okay to rest, that it's okay to stop. But the real winners, the real champions, they don't slow down when no one is watching. They push hard. They understand that the work they put in when no one is looking is what sets them apart. Grinding in silence takes a different level of discipline. It requires you to be self-motivated. It requires you to hold yourself accountable even when there's no one else pushing you. It requires you to commit to the process without needing instant results. Most people want to see immediate success. They want to work for a short period and get rewarded instantly. But champions know that success is built over time. It's not about what you do once. It's about what you do consistently. It's about waking up every day and putting in the effort, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Even when it feels like no progress is being made. The hardest part of the journey is when you're grinding in the dark, when you're putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results yet. That's where most people quit. That's where most people decide that maybe it's not worth it. But champions embrace that part of the process. They know that every rep, every hour, every drop of sweat is adding up. They trust the process, even when it feels like nothing is changing. They don't need validation. They don't need someone to tell them they're doing a good job. They just keep going. Champions understand that the real battle is not against the competition, it's against themselves. It's about pushing past their own limitations. It's about staying focused when distractions are everywhere. It's about maintaining discipline when there's no external pressure to do so. That's what separates the best from the rest. It's not talent, it's not luck. It's the ability to keep grinding when there's no one watching, when there's no immediate reward, when there's no spotlight. Most people work for recognition. They want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged, they want credit. But champions work for something greater. They work because they are committed to the vision. They work because they have a purpose that's bigger than the applause. They work because they know that true success is built in the moments when no one is watching. It's built in the quiet hours, in the sacrifices no one sees, in the work that never gets praised. There are no shortcuts to success. There are no hacks. There are no secrets. It's just work, hard, consistent, disciplined work. And the hardest part is doing it when there's no external motivation. No instant feedback, no immediate results. But that's what separates the average from the elite. That's what creates champions. The willingness to grind when there's no reason to keep going except for the fact that you refuse to quit. Champions don't need permission to be great. They don't wait for the right moment, the right conditions, or the right support. They don't wait for someone to push them. They push themselves. They don't need a reason to work hard other than the fact that they refuse to be average. They don't care about who's watching. They don't care about who's paying attention. They do it because they demand greatness from themselves. The best athletes in the world don't just train when the cameras are rolling. The best musicians don't just practice when the audience is listening. The best entrepreneurs don't just work when the investors are watching. The best of the best put in work when no one sees. They put in hours, months, years of unseen effort before the world ever recognizes them. And by the time people start paying attention, by the time people start praising them, it's too late. The work has already been done. The foundation has already been built. The success was already created in the dark long before the world noticed. Grinding in silence means you don't need validation. It means you don't need applause to keep going. It means you don't wait for motivation to show up. You wake up and you do what needs to be done. You don't let the lack of recognition stop you. You don't let the lack of immediate results discourage you. You just keep pushing, knowing that every single step, every single effort is bringing you closer to your goal. The process is lonely. The grind is lonely. Success is built in solitude. In the hours when no one else is willing to work, in the moments when everyone else is giving up, that's where champions are made. Not in the spotlight, not in the applause, not in the recognition, but in the quiet, in the struggle, in the relentless pursuit of something greater. Most people will never understand this because most people will never be willing to grind in the dark. They need external motivation. They need to be seen. They need the validation of others. But the ones who truly succeed, the ones who reach the top, they don't need any of that. They have something inside them that pushes them forward, something that doesn't rely on approval or recognition. The best in the world didn't get there because they were naturally talented. They got there because they were willing to outwork everyone else. They got there because they refused to take days off. They got there because they showed up every single day, even when no one was watching. They didn't need anyone to tell them to do it. They didn't need anyone to hold them accountable. They held themselves accountable. It's easy to say you want success. It's easy to talk about your dreams. But the real question is, are you willing to work for it when no one is watching? Are you willing to show up day after day with no applause, no recognition, no validation? Because that's what it takes. That's the price of greatness. That's what separates champions from everyone else. The process is painful, but the reward is worth it. Most people want success, but they don't want the pain that comes with it. They want the results, but they don't want the struggle. They want the rewards, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want to win, but they don't want to suffer. And that's why so many people never reach their full potential. They run from pain, they avoid discomfort. The moment things get difficult, they quit. They tell themselves it's not worth it. They convince themselves that it's too hard, too exhausting, too overwhelming. But the truth is, pain is part of the process. Pain is the price of success. Pain is the gateway to growth. There is no greatness without struggle. There is no success without sacrifice. The people who reach the top, the people who achieve the impossible, the people who build legacies, they all have one thing in common. They endured pain. They pushed through suffering. They kept going when everything inside them was screaming for them to stop. They understood that pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. They embraced the struggle because they knew that on the other side of that pain was the reward they had been chasing. Most people think pain is a sign that they should stop. They think discomfort means they are doing something wrong, but that's not true. Pain means you are growing. Pain means you are pushing beyond your limits. Pain means you are breaking through the barriers that have held you back for so long. Every time you feel like giving up, every time the struggle seems unbearable, you have a choice. You can give in to the pain or you can push through it, and that choice determines everything. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who avoided pain. They are the ones who embraced it. They are the ones who went through the fire and refused to let it break them. They are the ones who turned their pain into fuel, because that's what pain does. It fuels you, it strengthens you, it shapes you into someone who is unstoppable. but only if you let it. Most people want success to be easy. They want a smooth road, a comfortable journey, a painless process. But nothing worth having comes easy. Nothing truly great is achieved without struggle. The people who win in life are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who went through hell and refused to stay there. They are the ones who kept fighting, kept grinding, kept pushing, even when everything seemed impossible. Pain is a teacher. It reveals who you really are. It exposes your weaknesses, your fears, your doubts. It tests your character. It forces you to face yourself. And in those moments, you have to make a decision. Do you let the pain break you, or do you let it make you stronger? Do you run from the struggle, or do you embrace it? That decision will define your future. That decision will determine whether you achieve your dreams or watch them slip away. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who refuse to quit when the pain comes. They are the ones who keep going even when every muscle in their body is screaming for them to stop. They are the ones who wake up at 4 a.m. to chase their dreams while everyone else is sleeping. They are the ones who put in the extra hours, who make the sacrifices, who do whatever it takes to reach the next level. They don't complain about the pain. They don't run from the struggle. They embrace it because they know that on the other side of that pain is everything they have ever wanted. Pain is not the enemy. It is the path to success. Every setback, every failure, every obstacle, it's all part of the process. It's all shaping you into the person you need to become. The problem is, most people see pain as a reason to stop. They see struggle as a reason to give up. But champions see pain as a reason to keep going. They see struggle as proof that they are on the right path. Because they understand that the greatest rewards come from the greatest struggle. When you feel pain, when you feel exhausted, when you feel like you can't take another step, that's when you have to dig deep. That's when you have to push yourself beyond your limits. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. The moment you decide to push through the pain is the moment you start to separate yourself from the rest. The moment you refuse to quit is the moment you start to win. Most people never achieve their dreams because they're not willing to suffer for them. They are not willing to go through the pain required to reach the next level. They want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. They want to be great, but they don't want to endure the hardships that greatness demands. But the truth is, you cannot have one without the other. You cannot achieve anything significant without going through pain. Pain is the price of admission to greatness. It is the test you must pass to reach the top. It is the fire that forges champions. And if you are not willing to go through that fire, you will never achieve your full potential. If you are not willing to embrace the struggle, you will never experience the reward. That is the reality. That is the truth that most people refuse to accept. The people who achieve greatness are not special. They are not different from you. They just made a decision to push through the pain, a decision to keep going no matter how hard it got, a decision to refuse to quit no matter how many times they fail. That is the only difference between those who succeed and those who don't. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is the willingness to endure the pain. The process is not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would be successful. Everyone will be at the top. But the reason only a few make it is because only a few are willing to suffer for it. Only a few are willing to endure the sleepless nights, the early mornings, the setbacks, the failures, the doubts, the struggles. Only a few are willing to keep going when everything in them is telling them to quit. Pain is the barrier that separates the average from the elite. It is the test that determines who really wants it and who is just pretending. It is the fire that reveals who is truly committed and who is just looking for an easy way out. You prove to yourself that you are not like everyone else. Most people stop when they feel pain. Most people slow down when it gets hard. Most people quit when they don't see results fast enough. But not you. Not this time. This time you push through. This time you keep going. This time you refuse to quit. Because this time you understand that pain is not the enemy, it is the way forward. This time, you understand that the struggle is not a reason to stop. It is a reason to keep going. This time, you understand that the process is painful, but the reward is worth it. Success is a mindset. It starts in the mind long before it ever becomes a reality. Most people think success is about luck, talent, or opportunities, but that's not the truth. The real difference between those who make it and those who don't is how they think. The way you see yourself, the way you approach challenges, the way you respond to failure. All of it starts in the mind. If you don't believe you can succeed, you never will. If you don't see yourself as capable, strong, and unstoppable, you'll never push yourself to the next level. If your mindset is weak, your results will always be weak. If your mindset is strong, nothing can stop you. Most people are trapped by their own thoughts. They tell themselves they can't do it. They convince themselves that they're not good enough. They let fear control them. They let doubt dictate their actions. And because they think that way, they never take the steps necessary to achieve their goals. They never push themselves past their comfort zones. They never go after what they really want because in their minds they've already lost. They've already failed before they even started. But winners think differently. Winners tell themselves that no matter what happens, they will succeed. Winners believe in themselves even when no one else does. Winners understand that success is not about what's happening around them. It's about what's happening inside them. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can push you to greatness or it can keep you stuck in mediocrity. It can lift you up or it can hold you back. It can make you believe you can achieve anything or it can convince you that you're destined to fail. The difference between winning and losing, between success and failure is not in your circumstances, it's in your mindsets. Some people come from nothing and build empires because they refuse to accept failure. Others have every opportunity handed to them but still fall short because they never develop the right mentality. Success is not about your background, your resources, or your current situation. It's about your mindset. It's about how you think, how you see yourself, and how you respond to challenges. If you have a weak mindset, every obstacle will seem like the end of the road. Every setback will feel like proof that you're not meant to succeed. Every failure will feel like a reason to quit. But if you have a strong mindset, you will see obstacles as opportunities. You will see setbacks as lessons. You will see failure as part of the process. And most importantly, you will never stop pushing forward. Most people wait for success to come to them. They wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, the perfect conditions. But the truth is, success doesn't come to you, you go to it. You create it, you build it, you make it happen through your mindset and your actions. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will never start. If you wait for someone to believe in you, you will never take action. If you wait for motivations, you will never be consistent. Success belongs to those who take control of their mindset and refuse to make excuses. Your mind will either be your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. It will either push you forward or hold you back. It will either fuel you or drain you. And the way you train your mind will determine which one it becomes. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, that success is out of reach, then that's exactly what will happen. But if you train your mind to believe in yourself, to see challenges as opportunities, to keep pushing even when things get hard, then nothing can stop you. Most people don't understand how powerful their thoughts are. They don't realize that every time they doubt themselves, they are programming their minds for failure. Every time they focus on their limitations, they are reinforcing a weak mindset. Every time they make an excuse, they are training themselves to accept mediocrity. But the people who achieve greatness think differently. They guard their thoughts. They refuse to let doubt control them. They train their minds every single day to stay strong, focused, and disciplined. A strong mindset is built through discipline. It's built through consistent effort even when you don't feel like it. It's built through pushing yourself beyond your limits. It's built through facing your fears and refusing to let them control you. Most people give up when things get hard because they haven't trained their minds to endure discomfort. They haven't trained themselves to keep going when it hurts. They haven't built the mental toughness necessary to succeed. But the ones who do, the ones who keep going when everyone else quits, those are the ones who rise to the top. Success is not about working hard for a few days, a few weeks, or even a few months. It's about building the mindset that allows you to keep going for years. It's about developing the kind of mentality that refuses to quit no matter how long it takes. The people who win in life are not always the most talented, the most gifted, or the luckiest. They are the ones who have trained their minds to never accept defeat. They are the ones who have conditioned themselves to see challenges as opportunities. They are the ones who refuse to let doubt or fear hold them back. Your mindset determines how far you go. If you think small, you will achieve small things. If you think big, you will achieve big things. If you believe in yourself, you will take action. If you doubt yourself, you will hesitate. And hesitation kills dreams. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. The more you second guess yourself, the less progress you make. The people who succeed are not the ones who never feel fear. They are the ones who feel fear and move forward anyway. You have to take control of your mind. You have to take responsibility for the way you think. You have to stop letting fear, doubt, and excuses control your life. Because at the end of the day, it's not your circumstances that determine your success. It's you. It's your mindset. It's your willingness to keep going no matter what. It's your ability to push through discomfort, to stay disciplined, to stay focused. The people who win are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who refused to let their minds stop them from reaching their full potential. If you want to succeed, you have to reprogram your mind. You have to eliminate negative self-talk. You have to stop making excuses. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action. You have to stop letting fear control your decisions. You have to train your mind every single day to be stronger, more focused, and more determined. Because at the end of the day, success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about mindset. It's about the way you think, the way you see yourself, and the way you respond to challenges. You have to start thinking like a champion. You have to start believing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. You have to start acting like the person you want to become. Because success is not something that happens to you. It's something you create. It's something you build. It's something you take. And it all starts in your mind. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Too many people rely on their natural abilities, thinking that because they have a gift, success will come easily. They believe that because they have an advantage, they don't have to put in the same level of effort as everyone else. But talent alone is never enough. Talent will give you a head start, but hard work is what determines whether you finish the race. Hard work is what separates the good from the great, the average from the elite. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if the person next to you is working harder, they will pass you, they will outlast you, they will outperform you, because talent means nothing if it's not backed by relentless effort. Hard work is the great equalizer. It levels the playing field. It allows people with no advantages, no natural gifts, and no special abilities to rise to the top. It allows people who were counted out, overlooked, and underestimated to prove everyone wrong. It allows those who refuse to quit, refuse to take shortcuts, and refuse to make excuses to dominate in their field. Hard work is the one thing you can always control. You can't control how talented someone else is. You can't control how much money they have, what opportunities they were born into, or who they know. But you can always control how hard you work. You can always control how much effort you put in. And effort will always outweigh talent in the long run. Too many people waste their talent because they are not willing to put in the work required to maximize it. They rely on what comes easy to them. They believe that because they are naturally good at something, they don't need to push themselves. They assume that because they started ahead of everyone else, they will always stay ahead. But success doesn't work that way. The people who win are not always the most talented. They are the ones who outwork everyone else. They are the ones who show up early and stay late. They are the ones who put in the extra hours when nobody else is watching. They are the ones who do the things others are not willing to do. The problem with talent is that it makes people comfortable. It makes them believe they don't have to grind. It makes them believe they don't have to push themselves beyond their limits. But comfort is the enemy of progress. The moment you get comfortable, you stop growing. The moment you stop pushing yourself, you start falling behind. There's always someone hungrier than you. There is always someone willing to put in more hours, more effort, more sacrifice. And if you're not willing to match that level of work, your talent will not be enough to keep you ahead. Hard work builds character. It teaches you discipline, resilience, and mental toughness. It forces you to push past your limits, to keep going when you're tired, to stay focused when distractions try to pull you away. It teaches you that success is not given, it is earned. It is earned through sweat, through struggle, through sacrifice. The people who work the hardest are the ones who appreciate success the most because they know what it took to get there. They know the late nights, the early mornings, the failures, the setbacks, the doubts they had to overcome. And because of that, they never take success for granted. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who settle for average is not talent, it is the willingness to work harder than everyone else. It is the ability to keep pushing even when things get difficult. It is the mindset that refuses to quit, refuses to slow down, refuses to take shortcuts. Hard work is not just about effort, it is about consistency. It is about showing up every single day, regardless of how you feel. It is about pushing yourself even when you don't feel like it. It is about staying committed even when motivation fades. Most people only work hard when they feel like it. They only put in effort when it's convenient, when it's easy, when they're in the mood. But that's not how success works. Success is built on discipline, not on feelings. It is built on doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It is built on the ability to push through discomfort, to keep going when you're exhausted, to stay locked in when everything in you wants to quit. That is what separates the best from the rest. That is what separates those who make excuses from those who make things happen. Hard work is the only way to guarantee success. Talent is a gift, but hard work is a choice. You can choose to show up every day. You can choose to put in the extra hours. You can choose to push yourself beyond what you think is possible. And if you do that consistently, day after day, year after year, success becomes inevitable. It becomes a byproduct of your effort. It becomes the result of your willingness to outwork everyone else. But most people are not willing to make that choice. They are not willing to sacrifice. They are not willing to put in the kind of work that success demands. And that is why most people never reach their full potential. People look at the most successful individuals in the world and assume they got there because of talent. They assume they were born different, that they had advantages of it. But if you look closer, you will see that the people at the top didn't just rely on talent. They worked harder than everyone else. They sacrificed more than everyone else. They stayed more disciplined than everyone else. And that is why they succeeded. Talent may open doors, but hard work is what keeps them open. The people who succeed at the highest levels understand that hard work is a lifestyle. It is not something you do once in a while. It is not something you do when you feel like it. It is a way of life. It is a commitment to excellence, to pushing yourself every single day, to refusing to accept anything less than your best. Hard work is what separates the great from the average. It is what turns dreams into reality. It is what transforms potential into achievement, but only for those who are willing to embrace the grind, embrace the struggle, embrace the process. The reason so many people fail is not because they lack talent, but because they lack the work ethic required to maximize their potential. They stop when it gets hard. They slow down when they don't see immediate results. They give up when things don't go their way. But the people who succeed are the ones who keep going no matter what. They don't stop when they are tired. They stop when they are finished. They don't slow down when it gets hard. They push hard. They don't make excuses. They make progress. The truth is, there is no secret to success. There is no magic formula, no shortcut, no easy way to the top. There is only hard work. There is only discipline. There is only relentless effort, day in and day out. And the people who are willing to put in that work, who are willing to sacrifice, who are willing to push themselves beyond what they thought was possible, those are the ones who win. Those are the ones who rise to the top. Those are the ones who turn their dreams into reality. At the end of the day, talent means nothing if it's not backed by work. Natural ability will only take you so far. If you are not willing to outwork the competition, if you are not willing to put in the hours, if you are not willing to sacrifice for what you want, then talent will not save you. The only thing that guarantees success is hard work. The only thing that separates the best from the rest is effort. And the only question you need to ask yourself is, are you willing to do what it takes? At the end of the day, success is not about luck, talent, or who had the best starting position. It's about mindset, discipline, and relentless effort. It's about showing up every single day, pushing through every obstacle, and refusing to quit no matter how hard it gets. The people who win in life are not necessarily the most gifted. They are the ones who outwork, outlast, and outfight everyone else. They are the ones who refuse to let fear, doubt, or failure stop them from reaching their goals. They are the ones who understand that success is not handed out, it is earned. You have to make a decision. Are you going to be the person who talks about what they want, or are you going to be the person who goes out and gets it? Are you going to let challenges break you, or are you going to let them shape you? Are you going to sit back and wait for things to happen, or are you going to step up and make them happen? Every single day you have a choice. You can choose to push yourself, to grow, to get better, or you can choose to stay the same. And if you choose comfort, if you choose excuses, if you choose to stay in the same place, don't be surprised when your life doesn't change. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. If you want it, you have to go get it. If you want it, you have to be willing to work harder than everyone else. If you want it, you have to be willing to sacrifice, to struggle, to push past the pain, to keep going even when you feel like quitting. Because the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the work you're willing to put in. You have everything you need inside of you to succeed. You have the ability, the potential, the strength. But the question is, will you use it? Will you wake up every day with the mindset of a champion? Will you refuse to let excuses stop you? Will you commit to being the hardest worker in the room? Because if you do, there is nothing, absolutely nothing